Good evening, everyone. Faithful viewers. How's your beard power doing? Excellent. Mine is approximately 40% disheveled, and I'm gonna blame the puppy because the puppy has a weird, just desperate desire um, to chew on my face and my beard. And I took a great picture today of the aforementioned puppy chewing on my finger. Oh, I love him though. He's so cool. How do you know I'm a great teacher? How do you know that? Unless of course you're in my class, in which case I'm going to have to ban you. Huh. This is an adults only stream. This is not for young children. So sorry. So goodbye. You know, like I tell them, I tell my students, they're like, "We found your YouTube channel." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. Do your thing. Just sit there and be quiet. If you're going to be there for listening, if you're going to be here for some weird, you know, bragging rights thing, if you're going to start talking about stupid things, then you're gone. You know, but they can't do that because there's no honesty. There's no honesty in their presence. Okay, we don't really need this little purple guy anymore. I realized that I was using as a clock for the Imitor, and well, it's got the Praeterio firmware on there, and it doesn't need a clock. And as a matter of fact, anything that goes into the tap input is pressing the button, which means record whatever's coming in by 100%. And that's not. We don't want these. Yeah, we don't want. Okay. I'm thinking something kind of soundscapey today. I think that would be kind of cool. I basically just have to sort of decide on a key. Um, Thinking like A flat. I think that would be good. Just to annoy myself because everything just says G sharp instead of A flat, and I'm like, come on, man. Yeah. Nobody likes using sharps for everything. So, just let's just quit that. But yeah, it's annoying. Like if you're a maker, if you're like a module maker, to just be like, well, what do we put? Do we put flat or sharp? Because we can't do both. Simon, what's happening? What's going on across the sea, across the ocean? Trying to stay nice and hydrated. Yeah. So this is the week I'm going to start doing research on a couple of things. I'm going to do some research on the quad drum, and it looks like I'm going to need to get the expander for it. And the nice thing is, if I ditch the sample drum and the black hole, or if I ditch the sample drum and this little mixer that I never ever use, I can always make room in here for both of those things. It's 22 HP, so it's basically like sample drum plus imitor, chonky boy. So I have room. I totally have room. Easily have room. Um, what I should do is put this here mixer, this little Erica Synths stereo mixer, throw it down in the bottom row next to my other mixer, which would be logical. Hell, even like flip it around or something. Maybe flip it upside down. That'd be weird though, I gotta say. But then at least the outputs would be at the top and the yoink. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I can flex cables and actually stick it over here on the right side, but kind of defeats the purpose of having a slightly more remote mixer. All right, let's get down to it here. Oh yeah, I've got some buffers to clear. Got a lot of buffers to clear. I have all the buffers to clear. You know? So there's that, and we're flipping, and now we're just off. Let's just be off. So generative, and I was thinking about it, you know, like the vector, and they're like, well, the vector can do a lot of generative things, and I was like, well, kind of not. Kind of not. What the vector can do is degenerative things. So you set up a sequence on it, and then you apply all sorts of different chance parameters for either like transposition or skipping steps or repeating steps or, you know, direction and distance and that kind of thing. But you're still starting with a sequence, right? So I was like, does that mean it's degenerative? I think it does. So I was like, man, let's start with something really, really simple. Like, really simple. Just gonna go a length of 4. Let's just keep it ultra, ultra simple. And I'm just gonna throw that whole sequence. I'm gonna use ginormous cables for this. Because, well, why not? I'm just going to throw that into plats, which unfortunately is like literally the farthest away that it could possibly be. But that's okay, because I got these ginormously long cables. I can just flap they're over the other side of the rack, right? And then we're talking, you know, nice and efficient here. You get over. No, you can't. Haven't prob. Okay, there we go. Cool. All that just for that. And I was like, you know, this would be a neat little thing to just take a really slow, basic sequence and layer it into the looper. And just fill it with joyous amounts of repetitions and goo. And so let's do that. Actually, you know, when I put it through the Aurora last time, I was like, home. This is home for the looper. Okay. Hello? Oh, gates would be good. It's really lovely. Okay, so here's what we do. All right, we're going to stop that for a second. This is what we're going to do. I'm just going to manually... Pardon me, sorry. I'm just going to manually dial in the sound, and we'll put the probability for recording here up to 100%, and we'll put regen up to 100%. And yeah, let's crank this guy up in terms of time. So we're going to really build a long 30+ second loop, just blob of stuff. Then what we can do is hit the octave up and down a couple times. Hey, Francisco. And I think that's good enough. Okay, now, one thing, however. I learned this last time I messed around with this exact same combination, and what I think it really needs is a longer cable. No, what it really needs is a filter. We need a filter. You take my picture. Not that filter. The different filter. I won't remember. Let's throw it into Zagreb. Zagreb. We'll put it in H. And we'll put it in the Zagreb. The Zagreb. And then once that happens, then we get some true goo here. Oh, yes. Give it to the Aurora. And then we're Brian Eno. I mean, right there. We're Brian Eno now. So my God. My God. So old boy's gonna get himself some sloths. So let's get some sloths going here. A little bit of Lorenza tractor. Always like a nice Lorenza tractor, you know what I mean? Yeah. What? No, give me larger short cable, not smaller short cable. I think I can just use short cable to purple input. Yes. And we also have a very, very slow LFO going into the input, the CV input of that channel. So we should get some fairly interesting, weird randomness going down. And then we can give this bad boy a little bit of juice, a little bit of gravy. Of course, if we're like A flat, but we could also throw an F underneath this, and even a D flat. We can change our bass notes, basically kind of go down by a triad, and still that A flat will just be lovely. And in the F, it'd be an F minor. Add 2 or sus2, not sus2, but add 2. We can even do an E flat, like it'd be interesting. It'd be kind of neat. All right, you're doing your thing. You're doing the Lord's work. Cool. Keep it up. Keep it up. All right. Also, I'm very happy to notice that my oscillator was in tune before I recorded everything. Good to note. I listened back to my stream Friday. It's like, oh my god. Yeah, clearly the cloud terrarium was like massively sharp or flat, like a quarter tone. So at that point it doesn't even matter. Pick one, sharp, flat. Who knows? Okay, let's go part 3 on Das Vector. Rate. How about 4 whole notes at 58? 2. I think that actually is pretty good. Okay. And then we're going to go basically A flat, F, E flat, D flat. Well, let's take the whole thing down a couple of octaves. And then we'll throw another low A flat into the mix. And then another higher A flat, just to kind of increase the probability, essentially. Okay, so we have 6 notes. We're going to go 6 steps long. We're going to go random. But chance operations, chance type, means we're basically going to skip that step completely, right? And it's going to go to the next one. So the probability, though, is going to be fairly high on these. Right? F, E flat, D flat, yeah. Especially, I think, on the E flat. We'll go even higher on that. And then, yeah, go a little bit on these. So now it's basically just going to pop around, and then oftentimes it's going to skip, whatever step it happens to be on. The only ones that it won't skip are the A flats, so our probability of playing A flat is going to be, massive by comparison. Now, I really need something with a nice sub going on. So I'm thinking, let's do a little bit of CSL. I like never use the CSL as an actual complex oscillator. Just use it as a nice oscillator. I think we're going to go kind of a standard here, sawtooth and square wave sub into just a mono channel, and nothing will happen. So that's just the saw. Do the rare thing and actually put this through a VCA instead of an envelope modifying the filter, because I almost always just use the filter, right, to provide my envelopes, and most of the time that works perfectly fine. Okay, so this is actually kind of what I was looking for anyways, and it's like default shape. Happy day. Happy day. So we're going to pop in our trigger into this guy. And then that should go like so. Let's go linear response and turn off the fucking boost here. Oh, an output cable would totally help. Hey, Toxic Tube. Thanks. Yeah, that is the Versio. It's all about the Versio, man. Ooh, it's a little harsh. Whoa! Whoa. You a bit much, bro. You a bit much. You a bit too fast. Yeah, this is the Praeterio. Here, I'll even spell it for you. The Praeterio Versio is the firmware. It is a third-party firmware for the Versio modules. And it's a looper. It's a stereo looper, and it just does sound on sound, but it does a probability on, like, the recording. And I just think that that's pretty freaking awesome. Let's actually turn the level of this down a chunk. Make it a little bit smoother. Okay, it needs to be a little bit more than that, but the volume is down. So there's like 5 levels of this. As I turn the filter up, the volume gets louder, so... Of course, the simple solution to that, and it is a very simple solution. Yeah. Let's just, let's throw out a copy of the envelope. There. It should help things a little bit, theoretically. Hey, Jojo. It's a little bit too farty when it's that low. I'm gonna turn down the sub. So let's just put it at the same level. So rather than a sub, it's just gonna be a square of the same octave. Just turn it down. So A flat 2 is just kind of like too low. It's just too low. We'll stick one on A flat 4. That one sounded nice. That was pretty good. I'm just listening for the bass notes right now. Just trying to get them sort of dialed in. Actually, let's put this in the other slot. And then I'm going to send him. I'm going to send that filter its very own apathy sloths. Let it do its own thing. Neek! All right, we got bass. We got Goober going down. All right, let's add some more. Let's add some more madness to this. Maybe some sort of nifty, keen, white noise, choo-choo, cha-cha-cha thing going down. Yeah, so there's this track by Solar Fields. It's called Burning View. And it has one of the coolest little, like, percussion kind of parts in it, coming at about a third of the way into the track. And it's just this... It's just, I don't know. There's something about it. It just hits my soul right. And it's like the coolest thing. And I've tried to recreate it a few times, to be honest. And I've gotten, you know, close enough results where my brain just goes, it's good enough, leave it there. But I really, really, really dig it. So kind of what it really needs is probably just like a step sequence. Like a 16th note step sequence, which is easy to do. We'll just go yoink, and then we'll plop this into the trigger in. We'll do parallel. So then we'll go like do much higher. Cha cha chow chow, like so. All right, and then all right. Now the only thing is, I do want this like super stereo. So let's take noise and throw it into a chorus right away. You know, I had this other thought too about chorus. And I don't want to talk about gear too much on the possibility that I might bore us. Sorry. Don't bore us. Get to the chorus. Yeah, it's true. As much stereo as I run in this rack, which is like most of it, you know, to be completely honest, it's an awful lot of stereo. You'd think I would have like a good, maybe a dedicated stereo chorus module. That's not a horrible thing to contemplate. But, you know, the black hole also has... Actually, does it? Yeah, I'm sure it does, but I need to look it up really quick. Hang on. Black hole DSP2 manual PDF. Bam. Black hole DSP2. Is there a good chorus? Havoc chorus. That's a little nuts. I don't really want havoc. I just want, like, delicious. Can I have delicious without havoc? I don't know. Let's try it, I guess. Let's see what happens with program 17. Everything's got to be extreme, you know? Oh, that's a little bit loud, isn't it? Yeah, well, it would be. It's just pure, probably pure 10-volt signal, white noise. Okay, testing mode. Testing mode, testing mode, testing mode. Let's take these two boyses, right? And we're just gonna hook them up to a mixer channel and just see if we can't dial in the general sound of the chorus all by itself. That's actually kind of nice right there. Okay, so first is feedback. Rate, and then width. All right, so bypass, it's just this. If we go 100% wet, and we don't need bit crushing on, like, at all. Too much feedback. We broke it. Oh, there's the sweet spot. Okay, that ain't bad. It's not bad at all. Okay. So then we bring that guy into a filter, right? I'm considering the moon phase because that's already got some funky stereo, wild stuff going down. But then so does the dual dagger. I have a few choices. Let's use the dual dagger, at the very least, because... Never mind. I was going to tempt fate by saying, because my cables are already long enough, but then they're not. Thank you, cable. These cables are. They're like the same dang cable, just about. Okay. Alright. So, what else can we do with this? Well, we probably are going to need an envelope of some sort. Otherwise, it's just going to go choo-choo-cha-cha-choo-choo-choo, you know, and just like not, it'll be continuous. It won't be like more of a percussive sound. So there we are. Why you not... Oh, because the pan is all the way left. Oh, the newer one, he's got center detent pan modules. That's nice. Okay. I was considering just upgrading some of my old modules here at some point, because there's $90 or something. Like, that's not much. Because the new stuff does sound better. Okay. So now let's modulate this thing. Shit, do I have enough modulations in this filter? I don't think I do. That's a problem. Okay. So let's swap it for the... Yeah, let's just put it into the popple. The popple will be peachy. It will be wonderful. It'll be fantastic. And it's got 2 channels of FM and direct cutoff CV. Okay, so what we can do first of all is put CV out for channel 1, probably straight into the cutoff. I'm betting though I'm going to need to probably modulate it through... Yeah, let's bring it through channel 4 of the molten meter, so I can kind of give it a little bit of a visual. Like so. Which one of my triggers puts out 16th notes? I think it's number 5. Nope. Got it. That looks like it. So that envelope can go into the FM. Know what I mean? We could high pass white noise. or red noise. Low pass. No, it's too much. Kind of like the high pass too. It's a little peaky though. It's like it's got resonance on it, but it doesn't. Okay, this is better than straight white noise, because white noise is all the low stuff too. You don't really want a huge amount of the rumble. Okay, let's just let that sort of churn in the background, do its thing, and start adding some other voices here. We're gonna have an ultra modulated. You know what would be cool? You know what would be cool? It'd be really cool if we could use. Well, we can. We've got legato, right? So the melodicers, you can dial in legato, which is nice. And I think I'm going to do that. And I think I'm going to use a nice cloud of terrariums stuff here, and see what we can't come up with here on like a slow. But let's go like 50% legato, longer notes. But for now, I'm going to keep it on 16ths, just so. Just for testing purposes, because otherwise, you know, it takes like 10 minutes to play one note. And like, well, that sucks. That makes life impossible. Okay, so we're going to modulate the crap out of the cloud terrarium, but I need to, of course, look up outputs to that filter before we do anything else. I'm going to need to get some R-bar action in the his house. Am I right? Home slice. There. Okay. Pedestrian. All right. Let's get some Lorenz attractor action going down in CVZ. No, actually, let's. We'll get to there. We'll get there. We'll get some LFOs going. All right, now what do we want this to play? Let's find a different setting. Morph and phase. Wavefold. I like the cloud. Cloud and morph is really cool. Let's do that. No, actually, let's not. I want, because, okay, morph and phase. Let's try morph and phase. Alright, so if you put the waves on here, do the visual displays. So this is the x-axis. Actually, let's put the Lisa Zhu waves. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that tiny little blip right there, so I think changing the settings instead of user E, put on something a little different. Still does it. Okay, how about just the regular old morph? Alright, so if we just kind of throw these guys in here, CV, X, Y, and Z. And let it just kind of do its thing, you know? We should start to hear some pretty interesting stereo results going down. Okay. Next, an envelopy. Okay. Now the other thing is, I do have this sloths in the Zork strip here, so I'm going to crank that up, and I'm going to send it to the gate input 1, which gives it the high note, the high range. So you got two sliders on there for the low note and the high note range, right? So this is boosting up the high range so that our overall note range just becomes huge. So I'm going to throw one randomish modulator here into the stereo imager to give it just some funky weird stuff. Very, very interesting. Okay, one extra step to this conglomeration here. I'm going to run the old per octave through a slew limiter glide and you can do a time compensated glide. So it's like equal time no matter what. Let's throw it two more modulators. One is going to be going from the mode. We're going to take the gate out of that first envelope, this guy. And this is going to go into the resonance. That should give us some really interesting characters just as it kind of develops, and then this goes through these 8 phases. So right now it's like dual peak filters. Now, I'm also wondering what happens if we throw some modulation into the span control, because that does this. Oh, come on, play. Yeah, it changes the frequency response of each of the left and right side. So I'm thinking that would be kind of cool, too. And I'm going to dial it down to whole notes and turn up the rests. Okay, so rather than spoil this early, let's leave that for a second. Let's see here. You know what? Let's fire up Reason and find something good to throw into the R-bar. Surely there must be something good. That is, if Reason decides to turn on. Slow computer. Poor computer. It's like, kill me. I don't think I'm going to download the update right. Sorry, bro. Maybe we should do piano. That actually would be really nice. Especially with this kind of major, washy, cool, breezy thing that I'm doing so far here. Can I get a really dark piano? Subdued? Well, that's just freaking perfect, isn't it? But I'm going to turn reverb off. And also echo. Why for there be echo anyways? I just turned it all down. What's up with that? Oh, we can just turn it off completely. It's probably the best. Yeah, okay. Well, buffer number 1. You are done. Buffer number 2. We'll add in a little bit of F on this one. And we'll kind of go the D flat angle for this one. Well, that should be pretty lovely, I think. See, this is the danger. Every single time I close down Reason and my window and everything, then like I screwed something up and this doesn't even work. Then I have to redo the entire thing while cursing and grumbling the whole time. All right, number one, we need ourselves a mod input so we can give it a nice, happy offset voltage and use the internal reverb. Okay, let's put this guy through the dual dagger, which is a very aggressive name for a very smooth filter. So, you know, but who knows? The French made it. Maybe they have some cultural dissimilarities that, you know, maybe for them, it is a dagger. It is, you know, your utility carrying knife, your day-to-day, your everyday carry filter. I have no idea. I also have no idea how to do a French accent, so in case you didn't notice. Hey. 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 Oh, I don't have it on generate because I'm dumb. Give it a fast sloths for the head movement thing. And I'm thinking what would be cool is to use the exact same sloths for everything else and put that into the layer control. Terror. There. Why is it so muffled? I mean, I guess it was a dark piano. Makes sense. That is very, very muffled, though. Okay, now, however, it is automatically better when you give it a little bit of offset voltage and you add some reverb. Or better yet, you go wet only. Yep. It's a little much. Like, we don't want to lose what it is. Okay. Now, how about some nice, happy modulation of that there filter? That would be good. Naturally. How we do that? Many ways. Let's see. I kind of don't want to pan it. I thought about panning it because there is a frequency, like, control. So what about a slower LFO into the high pass frequency pan? That's too much, right? Ooh, let's go super slow. I think that'll be cool. And then we'll throw slothy sloths into standard, like, frequency input for the low pass. Crank it up. Okay. So we should get some kind of panning movement going on. And then I'll give it a little bit of bus reverb just to blend it in. So the left and right pan is not as like dramatic because you're taking a mono signal, pan all the way one side, and then you're still bringing it through stereo reverb. So the panning is like it's there. So you can see it though. It's like right there. And now it's kind of like it's right in front of you. It's moving to the right now. But it's not like behind you, sneaking up on you, ready to stab a dual dagger in your back. Get it? Dual dagger? Because that's the name of the filter. Okay. Let's get one more voice going. You know, it'd be good. I know what would be good. What would be good is if my radio music stopped just not working. I mean, that'd be cool and all. Um, you know,
yearly festival. Well, as you all probably know, Eleusis was a cult site near Athens on a plain. There's now a big lumber yard there the last time I was there. But anyway, it was this plain, a very fertile plain outside of ancient Athens, and they celebrated the greatest of the Greek mysteries, the fungal disease of grain. Plain of Eleusis, they grew barley, and these people thought that there may have been a special strain of claviceps. Do you all know what claviceps is? Do you all know what ergot is? Ergot is a smut. A smut is a disgusting disease, a fungal disease of grain. Have you ever been in a cornfield and seen an ear of corn that looks like it's covered with some black, slimy, horrible stuff that's flowing out of it and all over it? It's absolutely disgusting. Although, God, California, I don't know if this is here yet, but in California for the past year, the hippest thing that you can serve at pretentious art stuff like that is corn smut, which they spread on crack.
what? What are you talking about, Terrence? That's madness. Okay. Did that even record anything? Was my volume all the way down? I don't even know. Let's find out.
Have you ever been
There
in
it
a
is.
corn?
Okay. So we're going to link these. And honestly, it doesn't even matter if we link these because it's a mono signal. Like, it really doesn't do shit to go stereo from a mono recording. But we're going to throw it into Cloudy Clouds here and then get some modulators going onto the voice itself.
Special strain of claviceps. Do you all know what claviceps is? Do you all know what ergot is? Ergot is a smut. A smut is a disgusting disease, a fungal disease of grain. Have you ever been in a cornfield and seen an ear of corn that looks like it's covered with some black, slimy, horrible stuff that's flowing out of it and all over it? It's absolutely disgusting. Although, God, in California,
I don't know if this is in here yet, but in California for the past year, the hippest thing that you can be served at pretentious art openings and stuff like that is corn smut, garlic. And these people thought that there may have been a special strain of claviceps. Do you all know what claviceps is? Do you all know what ergot is? Ergot is a smut. A smut is a disgusting disease, a fungal disease of grain. Have you ever been in a cornfield
Okay.
and seen an ear of corn that looks like it's covered with some black, slimy, horrible stuff that's flowing out of it and all over? It's absolutely disgusting. Although, God, in California, I don't know if this is in here yet, but in California for the past year, the hippest thing that you can be served at pretentious art openings and stuff like that is corn smoke.
Okay, so this is just gonna kind of meander along. I'm not gonna have it up all that often. I'll say that, and in fact, we can actually control that pretty easily. Really, right now, it seems like the speed is 0.
And these people thought that there may have been a special strain of claviceps. Do you all know what claviceps is? Do you all know what it's the disgusting disease of fungal disease.
Okay, that's cool. Let's modulate position a little bit so it flips here and there. Yeah, I just wanted it to be indistinguishable, to be completely honest. Right now it's going backwards. You don't even notice. All right, one more. Let's throw an LFO into the size. This could be a mistake. We'll find out. And why is it sped up? Ow. Bonk. Okay, so here's what I can do. Here's what you can do, right? So I've got this bank of mono mixer channels here doing their thing. Okay. Right, there we are. They have gates on them. So then it becomes a really simple matter of just like, here, let's like massively randomize a pattern here so that there's only like one of these like blips every once in a while. Blip. Throw that into a clock divider. And then I'm gonna grab, what's my longest one? I think this blue one is the longest one. I'll take like the 8 out and go into the gate in. So it should shut it off completely. Every once in a while. Actually, we can put this in the 1, 3, 4, and 7 thing and just keep it on random. So as far as when it hits the clock generator, I don't know, whenever. It doesn't matter. But every 8th time, it's going to turn on the voices. And, yeah, they're going to do their weird voice thing like that. And we're going to put that through a bunch of delay. Okay. Let's see what we got so far. Aside from him. Okay, let's mute those guys for now. Okay. Preach your corn crack and I don't care. Preach your corn crack and I don't care. Jimmy Crick corn and I don't care. Ah! Throws himself off the train. to do something here. It needed to go up an octave. It's a green vibe for tonight. Sorry. It's basically a smoke alarm. That's what you needed. Sorry. Damn it. I put it through pre-fader effect send. So now it's just the reverb and delay. And it was way too high. I think that'll give a nicer echoey kind of thing. Damn it. I shut that switch off early. Shit. I biffed the ending. Slightly. There was just going to be a little extra little fwa, like this thing. Just let it fade. Let it hit the reverb and just die away. And then I was just like, meh. Oh, well, life goes on. I think. Yeah, it does. I'm still alive. But yeah, that was a fun transformation. It was weird. The notes that the Vector was putting out were like not perfectly synchronized because I was changing rhythm patterns, and I think I clicked onto like a triplet rhythm. So like the bass was like just a little lagging behind everything, and I was just like, chill. It happens. I'm not running a reset signal, so like if I had it reset, every 8 bars, could do that. That'd be a thing. The Vector has these 8 pulse outputs that are trigger outputs, so you can set those up for just about anything. This is just a straight 16th note trigger. So I could put like a 2-hole note or an 8-hole note thing and just have it spit out a reset command to the clock. I guess. Someone's at the door. Hello? Oh, well. I'm going to get out of here, kids, and hopefully I'll see you this week sometime, but if not, the next one's going to be Friday, so, yeah, take it easy.